But we'll start off with these two news and notes from the world of wrestling over the past week, kicking it off with the news that broke today that Ryback might be on his way out of the company after a contract dispute. He did wrestle Kalisto at Payback for the United States Championship on the kickoff show, fell short once again in a very, very good match, which we'll talk about momentarily. But apparently he might be on his way out of WWE. Like I said, he was not in the Battle Royal last night on Raw, and he was nowhere to be seen on WWE programming this week, so far anyway. So it looks like he might be sitting out the rest of his contract until it expires, and apparently the two sides, him and Vince or WWE or whoever, not on the best of terms. He wanted more money.
He's pulling a Hogan from WCW in 01.
Yeah, he's pulling a Hogan. Home. Other than the fact that he said "pay me more" instead of "feed me more," which was I'm sure he didn't say that specifically, but I feel like it went along those lines. But it looks like he might be leaving WWE. So what are your thoughts on Ryback potentially exiting WWE in the near future?
I don't blame him. To be honest, I really don't. I really liked him when they repackaged him from Sheffield for Ryback. I just thought that, he could be a big star. Mm-hmm. But then Hell in a Cell with CM Punk happened, and you know very well what I think of that match. That match was trash, absolute garbage. I hated the story going into it because they fucked them. Literally, a lot of things that happened to Ryback is not even his fault. Mm-hmm. They booked themselves into a corner with that stupid thing between him and Punk. It was Punk's reign. It was you did not want Punk's reign to end because you were 1 month short of a year. And Ryback's streak, again, it could have went so much far, or so much further. And, they fucked him up with that. And then he became the Shields bitch. He got triple powerbombed every week. And it seems and then you had that horrid-ass heel turn, which went nowhere. Mm-hmm. It looked like he was getting a little bit of a push when he came back in late 2014.
Yep.
But again, that did not go anywhere. Then he had that stupid Team Cena thing with him, and he was fired, and then he came back, and again, it went nowhere. So I don't blame him if he wants to sit out the rest of his contract, and if he doesn't want to come back, if he wants to continue to be a wrestler and wrestle for Ring of Honor, or go to Japan, or maybe he wants to go into the fitness business. I know that he posts a lot about go on this fitness website and use this code and get however much off. Mm-hmm. So maybe he'll want to do something like that. So to be honest, if Ryback wants to leave, I honestly do not blame him.
It's hard to blame him. Like you said, there are multiple things that you could point to in terms of where they dropped the ball with him. I mean, like you said, many years ago when he was babyface, he was the hottest thing going in the company for at least 6 or 7 months during the whole CM Punk thing, and they really booked themselves into a corner, like you said, Jamie. And then the whole horrid heel turn, which was awful, that went nowhere. Ryback sold the Paul Heyman crap. And then bringing him back. First one eliminated at Survivor Series of 2014. He was the first one gone from the match, despite the fact he was the focal point of the entire feud for a couple of weeks. Everyone wanted him on their team, and then he was the first one gone. Got fired, came back. They never did the Rusev feud. It was just misbooking opportunity after misbooked opportunity.
The IC title didn't even help him.
Exactly, yeah. It's ridiculous. He held that title for 3 or 4 months, and it really didn't do anything. It wasn't a bad reign. It was just kind of there. I mean, it didn't do anything for the championship. It didn't do anything for him. It just kind of went nowhere. And I mean,
it was forgettable. And he was the champion after Daniel Bryan, and that was Daniel Bryan's last title reign ever. You'd think oh my God, he's the guy that held it after Bryan. No. Mm-hmm. During that whole thing I just talked about Ryback, I forgot that he was champion.
Yeah, exactly. And he held it. It's not like he held it for a day like Zack Ryder. He held it for a couple of months, but he really didn't do anything. He was hurt for a month or two, but other than that, he didn't really do much at all. He feuded with who? Miz and Big Show for 3 months? I mean, come on. That's no way to get somebody over. It was a total waste of title and of him. It was just It's ridiculous. And then since then, that was September when he dropped the championship. He's done nothing for the past 6 or 7 or 8 months. He was in the kickoff match at WrestleMania. He lost. He lost on Sunday, albeit in a great match, but he lost. And they turned him heel again for no reason, and there's really no momentum there at all. So, like you said,
didn't even wrestle in front of a big crowd at Mania because at that point people were having trouble getting inside the arena.
It was like an empty
or
arena
the
match.
Stadium. So, like honestly, if I were him, I'd be a little bit frustrated too. And he's even expressed that he's been having frustrations, and that like the last few Manias have not gone really the way he thought they would. I mean, like, let's look at his Mania record. 29, he lost to Mark Henry. 30, he was in that tag match. He lost that. I think he was in the Battle Royal that night, too. Didn't win that. 31, he was in the kickoff match. Battle Royal. Didn't win that. Kickoff match this year. Didn't win that. He's 0-4. Or 0-5, I guess, if you want to count the Battle Royals.
Yeah, it's bad. It's very bad. And the last 3 Manias, he's been on the kickoff show, too. I mean, he was in the kickoff show, like you said, 30, 31, and then 32. And then, I guess 30 if he was in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't remember exactly. He probably was, but even then he lost, like you said, and then he lost at 29, which still makes absolutely no sense to me why he lost at 29.
I hated that match.
That whole show sucked.
I hated everything about that result. I hated it.
The match sucked. The finish sucked. It just made no sense. A lot of stuff that they've done with Ryback has made no sense. And it just blows my mind that, like you said, it's really hard to blame him. Like, I'm a big Ryback fan, but it's hard to be mad about him leaving because there's just, at this point, there's not much left for him to do. I mean, I guess he could become world champion, but he's not going to get back to that point. Like, he's already turned heel and face 5 or 6 times each. And
I figured maybe he would have won the U.S. title at Payback.
Yeah.
And then waited until Cena came back, and then Cena could resume that U.S. title open challenge thing. I don't know how well that would have went over now, but like I figured maybe that's what they would have wanted. But no, I guess that's just not what they're going with. And like, really, it just sucks. I mean, I'm not saying Ryback is like the greatest in-ring technician of all time, not by any stretch of the imagination. But again, I don't blame the guy. I genuinely don't.